Imagine this: the secret to transforming your life, your mindset, your decisions, and your future was written down over 2,000 years ago. It's been waiting, hidden in plain sight, for someone ready to uncover it. What if the wisdom of one man, Marcus Aurelius, could be the key to mastering your fears, silencing your doubts, and unlocking the potential you've always known was there? This is your call to adventure. You see, Marcus Aurelius wasn't just a Roman emperor. He was a philosopher of life, a man who faced immense challenges, from wars to plagues, and yet he thrived, not because life was kind to him, but because he mastered his mind. By the end of this video, you'll not only understand his wisdom, you'll be ready to live it. This isn't a history lesson. It's a roadmap for your own journey, your own transformation. So stay with me. What you're about to hear could change the way you see the world and yourself forever. Let's be honest. How often do you feel stuck? Maybe you're overwhelmed by responsibilities, or you're trapped in a cycle of frustration, complaining about your circumstances but unsure how to change them. You're not alone. We've all been there. Complaining is easy. It feels justified. But here's the harsh truth. Complaining solves nothing. Worse, it robs you of the energy you could use to take action. It's like putting all your power into a black hole that only takes and never gives back. Marcus Aurelius faced these same struggles. He wrote, "If you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it." Let that sink in. The pain you feel isn't because of what happens to you. It's because of how you think about it. Think about it for a moment. Imagine being stuck in traffic. The situation is the same for everyone, yet some people are calm, listening to music or enjoying a podcast, while others are banging on the steering wheel, cursing the world. What's the difference? The perception, the story they tell themselves about the situation. It's not the traffic, it's the thoughts that drive the emotions. This is where most of us falter. We resist change. We tell ourselves stories about why we can't move forward. I'm not good enough. It's too late for me. What if I fail? But what if those stories are just illusions? What if they're just a comfort zone that keeps you from stepping into your greatness? Marcus Aurelius teaches us that the only way out is through our fears, through our doubts, and through our complaints. The world doesn't get easier, we get stronger. And the first step to strength is letting go of the habit of complaining. Not because life isn't hard, but because complaining keeps you from seeing the solution, from seeing the possibilities. Let me introduce you to Marcus Aurelius, not as a historical figure, but as a mentor, a guide who's here to help you navigate the complexities of life, much like he navigated the chaos of being a Roman emperor. Marcus didn't write his book, Meditations, for an audience. He wrote it for himself, to remind himself of what matters most. Imagine a man sitting by candlelight, reflecting on his struggles not so different from yours. The pressures of leadership, the chaos of life, the temptation to give up. Imagine the weight of leading an empire, knowing that every decision affects thousands of lives. Imagine the fear of failure, the pressure to be strong even when you feel weak. Yet, through all of this, Marcus wrote to himself, reminding himself to stay calm, to stay rational, to stay true to his principles. But instead of giving in, Marcus asked himself, what can I control? How can I rise above? What legacy will I leave behind? Today, Marcus becomes your guide. His wisdom isn't about lofty ideals. It's practical. It's actionable. It's here to help you step into the best version of yourself. He's not speaking to an audience. He's speaking to you. He's telling you that you have the strength within you. You just need to harness it. Marcus is showing you that even in the face of uncertainty, you can find peace. Even in the face of chaos, you can find clarity. It starts with taking control of your mind, with realizing that you have the power to shape your reality. Transformation begins with a single step, a step out of your comfort zone, a step away from the old you. Right now, grab a notebook or open a blank page on your device. Write this down. What am I complaining about right now? What part of the situation is within my control? Be honest. No one else is going to see this. This is for you. This is your starting point. This is the moment you decide to take control. Marcus said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." The moment you realize that your power lies within you, everything changes. You stop waiting for the world to change, for other people to change, for circumstances to change. Instead, you begin to change yourself. Every complaint is an opportunity to focus on what matters: your actions, your mindset, your response. This is the first step into your new life, a life where you are the one in control, where you decide how to react, how to feel, how to move forward. Tests, allies and enemies, key principles. Control your perception. Marcus believed that our perception shapes our reality. He wrote, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts." Think about a recent challenge you faced. Did you focus on what went wrong, or did you look for solutions? Did you let the negative thoughts consume you, or did you try to find a way forward? Take a moment now. Write down one challenge. Underline what was within your control. Circle what wasn't. Here's the truth. When you focus on what you can control, you reclaim your power. Now, let's dive deeper. Let's explore how perception plays a role in every aspect of our life. Consider how often we let negative thoughts dominate our minds. Imagine waking up in the morning, and the first thought that crosses your mind is, "Today is going to be awful." With this perception, the day already feels heavy before it has even started. Marcus teaches us that we must dye our soul with colors of hope, positivity, and resilience. Imagine facing your struggles head-on, knowing that your perception can shift your experience. Write down 3 positive thoughts you want to carry with you every day. Repeat them to yourself. This is where transformation begins. Imagine if every time you faced a setback, you asked yourself, "What can I learn from this?" Imagine if every time you felt fear, you asked, "What is this fear trying to teach me?" Imagine if every time you felt overwhelmed, you reminded yourself, "I have faced challenges before, and I have overcome them." Your perception is the lens through which you see the world. Change the lens, and you change everything. Daily reflection. Marcus was relentless in his self-reflection. Every day he asked himself, "Did I live in alignment with my values? Where can I improve?" You can do the same. Starting tonight, take 5 minutes before bed. Write down one thing you're proud of, one thing you can do better tomorrow. Reflection isn't about guilt, it's about growth. It's about understanding yourself better, about becoming aware of your thoughts, your actions, your habits. Imagine Marcus Aurelius, the ruler of a vast empire, taking time each night to reflect on his day. He faced pressures that most of us could hardly imagine, yet he took the time to understand himself better. Now imagine how much clarity you could gain by committing to just 5 minutes a day. What insights would emerge? How would you grow? Let's add more depth to this reflection. Don't just write about your actions, write about your emotions. What emotions did you feel today? Why did you feel them? How did you respond to those emotions? By understanding our emotional landscape, we become better equipped to navigate the storms of life. Think of your mind as a garden. Every day, you have the opportunity to plant seeds. Seeds of positivity, growth, and resilience. But you also need to pull out the weeds, the negative thoughts, the limiting beliefs, the fears that hold you back. Daily reflection is your chance to tend to your garden, to nurture the thoughts that serve you and remove the ones that don't. The power of consistency. Small actions repeated daily lead to extraordinary results. Marcus didn't achieve greatness overnight. He cultivated habits that aligned with his values. Right now, think of one habit that would transform your life if you practiced it consistently. Is it exercising, reading, journaling? Write it down. Commit to it for the next 7 days. Let me take you further. Let's expand on this habit. Imagine the compounded effect of practicing this habit not for 7 days, but for 7 weeks, 7 months, or even 7 years. Think of how your life would change. Imagine yourself in the future, stronger, wiser, more resilient, all because of a simple habit you chose to adopt today. Consistency is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. Imagine the person you could become if you remained committed, even when it got difficult. Write a letter to your future self, describing who you are a year from now because of the habits you chose to embrace today. Keep this letter somewhere safe and revisit it often. Consistency is not about perfection. It's about showing up day after day, even when you don't feel like it. It's about building momentum, about creating a routine that supports your growth. It's about understanding that every small step you take brings you closer to the person you want to be. Think about the power of water. A single drop might seem insignificant, but over time, those drops can carve out entire canyons. That's the power of consistency. Your small actions repeated over time can create profound change. Purpose beyond self. Marcus reminds us, what we do now echoes in eternity. Your actions matter, not just for you, but for the world. When you connect your goals to a greater purpose, you unlock a new level of motivation. Ask yourself, how can my work, my growth, or my journey help others? Write it down. Take it a step further. Imagine the ripple effect of your actions. Imagine the people whose lives you could touch, even indirectly. Picture your growth inspiring someone else to take action, to overcome their fears, to step into their potential. Marcus Aurelius ruled an empire, but his greatest legacy was not his power. It was his wisdom, his ability to inspire countless generations to seek a higher purpose. Write down 3 ways in which your actions could contribute to the world around you. How can your journey inspire others? How can your growth help others grow? This is not just about personal transformation. It's about collective growth. Your journey matters, not just for yourself, but for the world. Imagine a pebble dropped into a pond. The ripples spread out, touching every part of the water. Your actions are like that pebble. They create ripples that can inspire, motivate, and uplift others. When you grow, you give others permission to grow. When you overcome your fears, you show others that they can do the same. When you live with purpose, you inspire others to find their own purpose. Your journey is not just about you. It's about the people you can impact, the lives you can touch, the world you can change. And that's where true fulfillment lies, in knowing that your life has made a difference. This is the moment to confront your deepest fears. What's the one thing you've been avoiding? The fear that keeps you up at night? Marcus said, the impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. Your fear is not your enemy. It's your teacher. Face it, and you'll discover a strength you didn't know you had. Let's explore this more deeply. Fear is often a mask for something we care about deeply. Think about it. Why do we fear failure? Because we care about success. Why do we fear rejection? Because we crave connection and acceptance. Your fears reveal what is important to you. Write down your deepest fear. Now write down what this fear reveals about what you truly value. How can you use this knowledge to turn fear into motivation? Imagine Marcus Aurelius on the battlefield. Not just a literal battlefield, but the battlefield of the mind. Facing the unknown, facing doubt. He teaches us that what stands in the way becomes the way. Your deepest fear is your path to the greatest growth. It's not about avoiding fear. It's about moving through it. Fear is a compass pointing you towards the areas where you have the most potential for growth. If you fear speaking up, it's because you have something important to say. If you fear taking risks, it's because you have dreams worth pursuing. Your fear is not a barrier, it's a guide. Imagine standing at the edge of a cliff, looking out at the vast unknown. The fear is real. The uncertainty is real. But so is the possibility. So is the potential. So is the growth that lies on the other side. Write a letter to your fear. Thank it for protecting you, for showing you what matters. Then tell it that you're ready to move forward, that you're ready to take the leap, that you're ready to grow. Imagine leading an empire during a plague, with every decision carrying life or death consequences. Marcus faced this. He could have surrendered to despair, but he didn't. Instead, he stayed true to his principles. He acted with courage, wisdom, and purpose. What's your crisis? How will you respond? Will you give in to fear, or will you rise above? Take a moment to think about the most challenging time in your life. How did you respond? What did you learn from that experience? Now think about your current challenges. How can you apply the lessons you've learned in the past to face what's in front of you today? Marcus Aurelius teaches us that crises are inevitable, but they are also opportunities for growth. It's in the midst of crisis that our true character is forged. Reflect on your crisis, not as an obstacle, but as a doorway. A doorway that leads to strength, resilience, and transformation. Think of a blacksmith forging a sword. The metal must be heated, hammered, and shaped. It's a process that involves intense pressure, heat, and force. But the result is a blade that is strong, resilient, and sharp. Your crisis is the forge. It's the heat that shapes you, the pressure that strengthens you, the force that transforms you. Write down the current crisis you're facing. Now write down 3 ways this crisis could help you grow. How can it make you stronger? How can it help you develop resilience? How can it teach you something valuable? Treasure and results. This is the reward of perseverance. Mental clarity, resilience, and purpose. Imagine waking up tomorrow, free from the weight of complaints, driven by a sense of direction and calm. This isn't a fantasy. It's your potential reality. Marcus didn't just survive his challenges. He thrived. And so can you. Think about the treasures you have gained from your past struggles. Each hardship has given you a gift, a lesson, a new strength, a new perspective. Write down 3 treasures you have gained from past challenges. Let these treasures remind you of your strength. Imagine the person you could become if you embraced every challenge, every obstacle, every crisis as an opportunity for growth. Imagine living with mental clarity, with a deep sense of purpose, with resilience that cannot be shaken. This is your treasure. This is your transformation. Treasure is not always material wealth. Often, it's the intangible, the strength you gained, the courage you found, the wisdom you earned. It's the ability to look at yourself in the mirror and say, I overcame that. I grew from that. I am stronger because of that. Write a list of the treasures you have gained in your life, the lessons, the strengths, the perspectives. Keep this list close. Let it remind you of your resilience, of your ability to turn obstacles into opportunities, of your power to grow. Take what you've learned today and apply it in your relationships, your career, your daily routines. Every action you take is a step in your journey. Complaints no longer define you. Growth does. Think about how you can bring this new mindset into every aspect of your life. How can you apply the principles of Marcus Aurelius in your work, in your relationships, in the way you treat yourself? Write down 1 action you will take today to bring this new mindset into your life. Remember, transformation is not about grand gestures. It's about small, consistent actions that align with your values. Each action you take is a step forward in your journey. Transformation is about integration. It's about taking the lessons you've learned and making them a part of who you are. It's about living in alignment with your values, about showing up as the person you want to be, about embodying the wisdom you've gained. Think about your daily routines. How can you bring more mindfulness, more purpose, more intentionality into your day? How can you show up for the people in your life with more compassion, more understanding, more love? How can you treat yourself with more kindness, more patience, more grace? Resolution. What began as a simple call to adventure has now become a transformation. You've embraced Marcus Aurelius's wisdom and made it your own. This isn't the end of your journey, it's the beginning. Marcus Aurelius teaches us that life is not about reaching a destination. It's about the journey, about the person we become along the way. You are not the same person you were at the beginning of this video. You have grown. You have faced your fears, reflected on your values, and committed to a path of growth. You've learned to see challenges as opportunities, to see fear as a guide, to see consistency as the path to greatness. You've learned that your perception shapes your reality, that your actions create ripples that touch the lives of others, that your journey is not just about you, it's about the impact you can make. Now I want to hear from you. Use the comments as your journal. Share one principle you're applying today. Write about your progress. Let's build a community of growth together. Transformation is not a solo journey, it's a collective one. By sharing your journey, you inspire others. By learning from others, you grow. Use the comments to hold yourself accountable. Share your challenges, your insights, your victories. Let's create a community where we support each other, where we grow together. Imagine a community of people, all committed to growth, all supporting each other, all sharing their journeys. Imagine the power of that collective energy, the inspiration, the motivation, the connection. That's what we're building here. A community of heroes, each on their own journey, each facing their own challenges, each growing, evolving, transforming. The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. Every obstacle you face is an opportunity to grow. Every challenge is a chance to become stronger. Subscribe to this channel. Join this community, because your story isn't over. It's just beginning. You are the hero of your own story, and this is just the first chapter. Embrace the challenges, face the fears, and step into your greatness. The world needs you. Not a perfect version of you, but a courageous, growing, evolving version of you. Let's embark on this journey together.